The couple both woke up reborn in 1996, and the first thing they did was ask their insanely biased parents to split the family, because they knew exactly what the year 1996 meant. That year, the second son was about to get married, but the parents played poor and guilt-tripped the eldest into draining his savings to build him a wedding house. That same year, the third son went abroad to study and secretly took out a $300,000 loan, then shamelessly dumped the debt on his older brother and sister-in-law. From that year on, the couple lived as frugally as possible and worked themselves to the bone, using everything they earned to lift up his two younger brothers. But their endless sacrifices never earned them their family's understanding or love. 20 years later, the couple fell seriously ill from years of exhaustion. To save his wife, the eldest swallowed his pride and asked his brothers for help. But the two brothers he had supported for half his life turned their backs on him, making excuses and pushing blame around, with zero intention of repaying his kindness. The most heartbreaking part was his parents, who were biased to the extreme. Lee Keping is a bottomless pit. No matter how much money you pour in, isn't it all just wasted in the end? In their eyes, the future of the second and third sons was all that mattered, while the eldest couple's life or death crisis meant nothing. And since the eldest had no children after all these years, they simply told him to accept his bad luck and leave it to fate. But those words struck the eldest like a bolt from the blue. So Fangji and I are a dead end to you? You agree with that? She can't be without me. Then I'll live with my head held high. At that moment, every bit of family love was crushed to pieces in the face of naked self-interest. In the end, with no one willing to help, the couple died miserably on the street. Perhaps heaven took pity on them, because the couple actually woke up reborn in 1996. Right then, his younger brother was being threatened by his girlfriend, who was using the baby in her belly to demand that his family build her a small villa. And the parents had already planned to make the eldest pay for it. But the tragic ending of his past life had already shown the eldest everyone's true colors. In this life, their future had nothing to do with him anymore. What does their marriage have to do with me? Stop calling me. Why should I build him a house? The second he said that, his parents' faces instantly turned dark. The girlfriend even said outright that without a house, there was no way she would marry into the family. Furious, the younger brother immediately tried to guilt-trip the eldest, saying that as an older brother, refusing to help when he had money would make the whole family a laughingstock. But the moment he finished speaking, he was met with a loud, crisp slap. "You eat my food? Where would I pay for? And you still dare talk to me like that?" That slap completely enraged the spoiled future sister-in-law. Full of arrogance, she saw herself as a city girl, and believed marrying into their family was already giving them plenty of face. "I only asked you to build me a small villa. I didn't ask you to buy a house in Chengdu, seriously. You come back here running your mouth every day. It's so annoying." Hearing this, the eldest held back his anger, called his younger brother over and slapped him again. "You can't even control your woman. Who else am I supposed to hit? You control her then. You want to get hit? Is she here for you? What did I say? Why are you whining?" With nowhere else to vent, the future sister-in-law went to the parents to demand an explanation, which made the father immediately start guilt-tripping the eldest again. They knew very well that the eldest and his wife had saved up $20,000 over the years. Today, no matter what, they were going to force him to hand it over. Just then, his wife happened to come back from digging wild vegetables on the mountain. The moment he saw her, the eldest became even more certain of his decision and said that from now on, his money would only be spent on his wife. But those words completely enraged his father. In his eyes, the eldest daughter-in-law was just an uneducated village woman. If the eldest insisted on spending money on her, then he shouldn't blame him for disowning him as a son. At this point, the eldest firmly decided to split from the family. "Tomorrow, I'm calling the village chief to divide everything. The fields, the land, the house. By daybreak, it all gets settled." They thought the eldest was only speaking out of anger. But the next day, the village chief came to handle the family split with the land records in hand, to keep it fair and leave no room for gossip.